Hey there, and happy Tuesday to you guys. And I'm excited to be here and bring out some more retiring product. And I'm pairing it with something that is sticking around. And I'm also um, pairing it with something that's going to be retiring probably soon. But, it's one of those things that we might be expecting it to be, retiring and yet not quite yet. But I always like to give you guys a heads up because we all know what happens when things get announced that they're retiring and then it sells out so quick. So I'm just trying to get my iPad going here, and it's a new iPad, and so there we go. So I'm always a little bit nervous, like I feel like this is a whole new, like I'm going live for the first time. Hi there, Lois. Hi, Joyce. Hi, Lisa. Wasn't sure how many would be able to check in with me right away. Hi, Sharon, because I'm a little bit earlier, but my cute grandkids are going to be coming in about an hour. So I kind of just wanted to get a lot of work out of the way so that I could enjoy them. So hi there, Linda. Let me put down my iPad because it's working. So retiring product, I'm using a couple stamp sets that I really enjoyed using while they were live, and you can still order them. Hi there, Wendy. And I'm pairing it with some really cool papers. So the fine art floral paper is kind of like brushstroke wild, and yet just pulling in a simple sentiment makes a really quick and easy card. And I love hearing your feedback, how I sometimes bring in different accessories or ribbons or sometimes even cardstock, and then you guys say, oh, I like, seeing what it looks like when I pair things up differently too. So sometimes if you don't have that and go, oh, I might need to order that, you might look at it and go, okay, I don't need to order that because that's not my favorite combination that Belle showed. So I love kind of taking the guesswork out of things for you, knowing that you don't need everything, and sometimes what you have on hand works just fine too. Thanks, Lois. Yes, I enjoy the grandkids. So yeah, it's going to be fun to have them here. And the little one is crawling into everything, so I get nothing done when she's here, and that's totally fine. All right, so let me get my camera angle here so that you can kind of see my card at a different, better angle. And I'm going to make the card a little differently than what it looks like here. And I'll kind of go back and forth and show you some different variations as well. So where this fun paper is coming from is the, oops, I didn't grab that. It is from the mini catalog. So this catalog. And so you can kind of see the front has this fine art floral look to it here. And the paper is in that suite. And of course, yeah, now I'm not organized because that's not what I was really going to focus on. I was going to go the back and show you. If I go through it quick and it doesn't jump out, here we go. I was going to say that I'm giving up. Okay, and that is on page 33. So I don't know if you remember this, was it this pretty paper or this pretty paper? I think it was this one that I did some, and maybe both, some really pretty during Valentine's framed cards and such. So that's where the paper comes from. And then, yeah, so you can see it's kind of wild looking, but like I said, paired with the sentiment and just wrap some ribbon around it and coordinate your paper, it, comes out really well and quick and easy. So I'm using this one today, and how gorgeous is this? So fun. And I even love the back side that looks kind of like a wall, like a plastered wall. And this is so pretty too. I just want to frame this one because it's just gorgeous. Okay. And kind of has a fun background there. So that is the Fine Art Floral Designer Series paper. And then my sentiment and greeting here are from Heart to Heart. Hi there, Carol. And Heart to Heart is one that I used not this year, but last year for Valentine's Day. And I love that I can get use out of it for weddings coming up and anniversary cards and things like that. This coordinates, this is kind of the outline of the story label punch, so it coordinates with that. So the story label punch is retiring. And so the Heart to Heart is from the annual catalog on page 76. Lots of floral images in there as well. And then the other stamps that I'm using is Here's a Card. Here's a Card has been really popular. I think it was one on one of those sales too, where they offered a percentage off of certain stamp sets, and a lot of people really jumped on that, and I'm glad, because Here's a Card has a lot of sentiments for making the outsides of your cards or the inside sentiments really nice, and kind of coordinates that way. So I'm using the congratulations out of there, and that's on page 39. So both of these stamp sets that I'm using today, Heart to Heart and Here's a Card, will be retiring. And Stampin' Up!, just kind of to let you know, Stampin' Up! Has kind of guaranteed April 23rd as the last day that they'll say, yes, for sure, the stamp sets are going to be available. When it comes to like cardstock and ink pads that are retiring, or even punches, that might change, and it might be earlier, because while supplies last, especially if they're coming from a distance like China, when they're gone, they're gone. So that kind of makes a difference too. All right, so card base, one of your guys' favorites, Pretty Peacock. I'm thinking, and I should have checked before I went live, I'm thinking this might have sold out already. Not sure about, cardstock, ink, refill, all that, but I think it might be gone, and it doesn't surprise me because it's such a pretty color. So I'm folding this 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 this way, folding it that way. And then I drew in this pretty one. I love the gray with the Pretty Peacock, and I'm like, have I even used these two colors together, like Smoky Slate with Pretty Peacock? Because those colors together are amazing, and it always bumps me out. Like, I think, oh, these look so well together, and I'm finding that out, and in just weeks this color Pretty Peacock will be retiring. So it's always kind of sad for me that way too. So this is already ready to be taped down. Like I said, it's going to be kind of a quick, easy card. So sometimes I just like to throw those in. So if you look at what I'm doing some days and go, oh, I don't have time for all that, this might be one of the cards that you go, oh, I could do that. And that looks really fun, easy. And I've got the card together that I need for whatever occasion. So that goes on there, 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then I'm going to take out just a strip of scrap paper, kind of, that I cut 2.75 wide. But if you're stamping this way, it can go the other way too. So it's just so that I have a piece to stamp out before I punch it out. So I'm going to start with Pretty Peacock here. And this is where I'm changing it up a little bit from the sample that I showed you right away. So I'm going to ink up the frame here, and I just love framed stamps because you can put so many different sentiments in there. I'm even wondering if the congratulations I'm using for the inside would actually work and fit in that too. So I love it when there's a frame, and I love it when it coordinates with that too. And so that frame, like I said, is from Heart to Heart, which is retiring. And then I'm going to ink up Wishing You Love and Laughter Forever After. And because this is photopolymer, I should be able to center that pretty easily inside that frame like so. So now I can just get out my punch here, my story label punch, and that's retiring again. And I'm just going to center that in here like so. Ta-da! No, they always just pop out. So if you have punches that literally like pop it and they get air, that's normal. That's a good sign of a punch because it has a lot of oomph to it. Okay, so where this looks different is I put Bumblebee on there at first just to kind of have another second color in there. But then I thought it looked a little richer if I used Pretty Peacock and Pretty Peacock. Some of you might go, you know what though? I really do like the Bumblebee. So there are choices, or you could even pick a different other color in there too, or emboss it in silver or something pretty like that. So that's just kind of my second option. And as long as I'm doing a different option, I always like to show you guys that. Hi there, Lois. How are you today? All right, so the ribbon that I'm using is the Whisper White Crinkle. Okay, Whisper White. Where is it? Crinkle Seam Binding Ribbon. And so this is in the current catalog. It will be carrying over. And I just wanted to show you a couple other ones. This is the Bumblebee ribbon, and there's Bumblebee colors in here. So that's what the card would look like with the Bumblebee ribbon, and the Bumblebee ribbon is retiring. So I want to let you guys know that. Hi, Linda. Hi, Sharon. And then this pretty ribbon. I love this stuff, and this is retiring as well. And this you could also just rub through or across your ink pads and color the white to be whatever whatever color you want. So I could have actually just put that into my Pretty Peacock ribbon and had it be Pretty Peacock and silver. And so that is really pretty too. And like I was really torn between doing this one and the white seam white crinkles. So maybe you guys have to I always appreciate your feedback. Like you might have to tell me what you guys like, because I do like looking back at comments and go, oh, that's what they liked. So that's kind of fun for me to know what you guys like. And actually sometimes going forward, I'm like, you know what? A lot of people seem to like this or agreed with me on that. And then it kind of changes how I make cards going in the future based on what you guys like to see and such too. Hey there, Wendy. Good to see you on here. Just going to scoop my ribbon over so that it's tight. The seam binding is kind of a thinner ribbon. Sometimes I toy around with, should I put 2 wraparounds on there or just 1? Because it's not super wide and it's not super thick, but it seems like 1 wraparound and knot is usually what I think looks best. And the crinkle within the ribbon is, I think, kind of what tied me to putting it with this card, because the painting, it almost looks on there like the painting is so fresh and thick. You can see the brush strokes, and I thought that kind of tied in really well with that ribbon too. So that's why I chose this one out of those 3 choices. So now it's already ready to put the sentiment on. So I'm just going to pop that up quick with some dimensionals here. And so this could make a great wedding or anniversary card. And I always like having those on hand too, because it seems like when it becomes wedding season, it's just busy and you want to be outside and enjoying stuff. And so I like to have the cards on hand for that. All right. So just having that stamped out, then punched out, and have the sentiment on there really pops that on top of that busy background. So yeah, Linda, pretty paper. So if you're just joining in, it is the Fine Art Floral paper. So one time I showed a video on my page here of how they kind of brush stroked and made and painted this paper. So Fine Art Floral is from the mini catalog, and I just have loved using it. And so now is the fun part of designing the inside and adding my embellishments. So let me just stamp the inside. I'm going to take just my little note here of what I used. I always make my notes as I'm making my cards, so when I go to post it for you guys later, I have all my notes of everything I use. So I'm just inking this up, and this is from the stamp set from the heart, same stamp set as the sentiment and the frame. So there's lots of little flowers and greenery in there, and I'm going to open up my Bumblebee ink pad now for the first time, and I'm going to ink that up and just kind of put it towards the top of that little trail. So it just kind of, that little trail of Pretty Peacock just kind of goes up there, and then the bumblebee flower rests on top of that. And so all of these images so far have come from Heart to Heart from the annual catalog. And now the congratulations that I'm adding is from the only one from a different set called Here's a Card. So I just think that just goes together so well. I thought about adding another flower up here, and I thought, nope, sometimes less is more, and I feel like that's all that the inside of this card needed for today. And I'm using my Pierce mat because most of the stamps are the photopolymer clear, so that's why I have that out today. And I'm just going to tack down this for the inside of the card like so. And now it's time for embellishments. Okay, so I had a couple different thoughts with that, and I kind of like to show you so far what I have here. So like I said, this is with the bumblebee, and you might like the subtle of Pretty Peacock for both the outside and the sentiment, or you might go, no, I kind of like the bumblebee with the Pretty Peacock. And sometimes it depends on, we all know once we cut up the pretty paper, sometimes you might have more bumblebees showing on the pretty paper than over here, maybe not as much. So that might make a difference as far as what you might want to put on there, or even maybe some like calypso coral or something that way too. So for my accessories, these are, I don't think, yeah, they are retiring. The gold glitter enamel dots. I have just a few left, and I thought those would look really pretty on here just because that would complement some of those yellows with the gold like that. But I still really liked best the blue adhesive back gems, and let me tell you about this. So I plugged the item number on the back. I plugged that in because this was in the holiday catalog, saying it was carrying over to the annual catalog, and it has been available and is available right now. So you don't have to wait. So if you liked these, had some, or didn't get them when they were in the holiday catalog, the blue adhesive back gems are currently available. Like I said, I just plugged that item number in and it showed up. So that was really fun. So with this, I'm just going to use the more pretty peacock color versus the lighter blue. So I'm going for these little pretty peacocks here. And I'm just going to go like 1 and 2 and 3. So just kind of finding an odd number to kind of decorate on my card there too. And so sometimes I'm looking for the open spaces to put them in. So you might see on different cards that you get from me that my gems might be in a different spot. And that is why I'm always kind of trying to look for that open spot where I can put them without them being too far on the bottom where they look like they're going to fall out. That's about as low as I would go. So that is today's card. So yeah, kind of curious if you like the bumblebee frame on there or just the pretty peacock. So because both of the cards are, I mean, very similar and such. And maybe I should have done this one with the gold gem so you could kind of see the difference too. So that is card number 4 that I'm demoing in April already. So just cruising through the month already with demos for you guys and loving every minute of it. It's always fun for me because I get kind of sad when I see what's on the retiring list, and yet then it turns around and becomes instant fun because I put all those stamp sets that are retiring in a box. I lay out all the paper, I lay out all the punches. My room's a mess, but then I do that last minute, okay, what can I create to give you guys another idea? Because a lot of you have these things on hand and go, you know what, I'm not ready to put that away. I'm going to still use it. So I want to give you another idea of ways that you can use what you have that way too. So oh, good, Wendy. Thanks for letting me know about the pretty peacock. I think that would be my choice out of the 2, but like I said, just because I like it doesn't mean that everybody likes it too. Thanks, Joan. So yeah, so how you can get a 10 pack assortment of cards this month is either place a $75 order using the Stamp Camp code that's posted here, and I'll also post that code with the still shot of the card, and that will help you so you don't have to jot anything down. You can copy and paste if you're ordering online, or if you want to let me know that, hey, you're placing an order. And some of you are so good about this, like say, hey, I want your cards this month. Not sure if I'm ordering. I'll order by the end of the month. If not, I still want them, and we'll pay the $22. So even if you're not ordering and want the set of 10 cards, you can get those for $22. Love the card. The paper's so pretty. I like the one with a pretty peacock. Thank you. Thanks for letting me know that, Linda, because yeah, like I said, sometimes I think I tend to want to change up things, or I could make like 6 cards that look a little different on each thing. So like I said, I appreciate the feedback because it's always fun to hear, and it's fun to have you guys interacting with me. Oh good, Lois likes a pretty peacock too. Hello there, Priscilla. Can't wait to see you in person sometime soon. So all right, well, you guys have a great day. I will be back again tomorrow afternoon demoing another card using some retiring product. And also a heads up, this weekend for those of you, I know like Pam and some of you are tuning in from North Carolina and all sorts of different places, but for those of you that live closer to me, this coming weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I will be posting the exact times that I'm offering a little pop-up shop. I will be in the Okoboji area at the Lutheran Bible Camp there, and at a crafting retreat, and I'm bringing lots of retiring 12 by 12 papers, stamp sets, not any of them that are going to be retiring because those are still available, but ones that have retired. So for those of you that have been kind of missing out on my open house and such, it's a way that you can do some shopping safely. I ask that you wear a mask per camp rules and such. And if you aren't sure where to find me when you get there, or even beforehand, just text me so that I can better guide you to where I'll be. But I'll have lots of fun stuff set up, accessories, and like I said, retired papers, retired stamp sets, punches, dies, things like that. So if you think, oh, you know what, the weather's nice out, I tried to do something like this in January and we had quite a bad storm, and so I wasn't too surprised when people didn't show up, and I kind of was ready to be snuggled in there for the weekend and not wanting to go anywhere myself. So just want to give you a heads up, but like I said, I will be posting that probably tomorrow. That'll be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then give you hours that you can shop. And if none of those times that I'm posting, if you get my email, I've already posted the hours there, but if they don't work and you still want to shop, just send me a text and say, hey, you know, such and such and I want to get out, go have supper or lunch and want to stop and see you. Just, you know, feel free to text and check in with me to make sure that that works, because it probably would work. So that's okay to do as well. So see you guys tomorrow afternoon, and let's see what I might have in store for that tomorrow. Bye-bye.